The process of connecting this fuel pump to the carburetor in Pearl is really trying to get the best of me. But I ain't gonna let that happen. I might not get it hooked up today, but I will share some of the latest knowledge I've picked up about the process. And I also have some news that some of you might find a little sad. But don't despair. Just stay tuned here on the MT and Me. Hello again, and welcome back to the MT and Me. Thanks for joining us once more. This is going to be a busy week, and this is going to be a short program because of it. You see this shirt? It's Armadillo Festival time. That's coming up this weekend, so a lot of my week is going to involve some extra work at work, my real job, to prepare for our broadcast from the festival coming up. And don't worry, you'll be getting some highlights of that in a future program. But for this week, it means that I don't have a whole lot of time to get out here and work on my baby. But it does mean I have just a little bit of time to share some knowledge with you concerning the infamous fuel pump connection. Yeah, this is the old fuel line, the one that got cut a couple of inches short of the carburetor, and so it is totally useless, and I've got to put a new line in, and that's proven to be a whole education to itself. Let me tell you a little more. I have learned more about flare fittings and inverted flare fittings and AN6 to 1/2 inch adapters than I ever thought I would need to know for any purpose whatsoever. But it turns out that all that stuff comes into play when you start trying to get a hose of some sort to connect an old fuel pump to an old style carburetor because of the connections that are involved. It's a flare fitting. So looking at this fitting and taking the measure, we can determine that the line itself is, I think, 5/16, the original fuel line, while this fitting is going to be 7/16, as near as I can measure it. But I want to share a little trick here that I ran across. Ree actually told this to me, and when she did, it was kind of a duh moment, and I'm thinking, well, I should have asked you in the first place on that. She said, all you need to do is take a little ball of clay and see what size that fitting is by making a mold of it in your clay. I know. Genius, right? So let's see what we get when we do that. So, looking at that, let's see what kind of measurement it comes up with this time. And you know what? Point to point on the side, 7/8. So that is a 7/8 threaded opening that we have. Maybe what we need to do is look for a 7/8 flare fitting adapted to, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch line connector. something along those lines, it gives me something to start on. Now, I've already made the rounds of a couple of auto shops and said, look, I need 2 fittings like this, okay? So they looked at that, and they're going to be checking through their stuff, and I'll get back to them in a few days. Probably not this week, because like I said, this is a pretty busy week. I've got enough beans on my plate at the moment to keep me busy. But next week, we'll make the rounds back to them and see what they come up with. In the meantime, I'm armed with a little more information to do some additional research on this matter. Once again, your ideas and suggestions will be greatly appreciated here as we continue to try and get the gas from Pearl's mechanical pump to her carburetor. With the Armadillo Festival and everything else going on, well, that's just not going to happen this week. But don't despair. We're working on it. Oh, and thanks again, Ree, for the tip about the modeling clay. That's going to come in handy on down the road, I'm sure. It's a bit of a stormy day now. Sitting here in Pearl, you can hear the rain hitting her roof. A little thunder and lightning going on outside. And I'm sitting here reflecting on kind of the closing of a chapter on the MT and me and in my life in general. And I want to share this with you too. Any of you who have watched this channel for any length of time have met Lady, a 2003 Jeep Liberty that has been Ree's ride since late in the 20-teens, as a matter of fact. I guess almost, 7, 8 years now, close to 10 years. And to put it absolutely bluntly, Lady's the best vehicle we have ever owned, period. We originally got her so Ree would have a ride when she was going to school. However, she ended up becoming our main mode of transportation for quite a few years. You've seen her time and time again here on the MT and Me, because we've shared some of the incidents that have occurred with her, including the infamous scary Halloween video from several years ago. That's when Lady broke down in Pine Bluff and we had to tow her back to home here. So we're on the way home from today's travels. We stopped to get a bottle of water. And when we come back out, get in the Jeep, start it up, drive about 6 feet, and there's a big clunk and a grinding noise. So we get out and check, and one of the front ball joints has fallen out. So we sat on a Walmart parking lot in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, in the dark, late at night, until the cavalry arrived. In this case, it was Adam in Geneva coming up with a tow trolley to pull us home. And we did finally make it back to home without any incident. And we thought, okay, we're in the clear now. And that's when we found out the story was only beginning. You see, when we were taking Lady off the tow bar, right in front of our driveway, in front of our house.
Oh! Stop!
The ball joint finished giving way. The front tire went like this. She went down, and there she sat. So, it's in the middle of the night, and we have a Jeep Liberty sitting in the middle of the road with no way to move her. It's not 20 feet to get her in the driveway, but it might as well have been 2,000 feet. My good neighbors Thomas and Dusty, who lived across the street at the time, heard the commotion. They got out of bed, came out, and these two guys were incredible help for the rest of the night. We finally came up with a method. I think Dusty welded the ball joint back in place, kind of, sort of, spot welded it, and we managed to get Lady off to the side of the road, at least, so that traffic could go by. And then we spent most of the next day, or 2 days, I think it might have been, trying to replace the ball joint. Getting the old one out proved to be more trouble than getting the new one in, but finally got that process taken care of, got Lady into the driveway, and the next day we went ahead and replaced the other front ball joint, because when one goes out, you can bet the other one's about to also. And it wasn't too long after that that I replaced the upper control arms and ball joints too. So Lady had a new front end out of the deal. But oh my goodness, what a story. And we documented all of that right here on the MT and Me. You can go back to past videos and check it out. Please do, please do. And we've had many other adventures. Lady has taken us all over east and central Texas, Louisiana, all over the Bayou State, over most of Arkansas, and quite a bit of Mississippi, and even into Tennessee. Since we got her, I think we put about 100,000 miles on her. And she has, like I said, been by far the best vehicle we've ever had. Well, I'm telling you all that because we don't have her anymore. Yeah, Ree had to get a new ride recently out of necessity, not because of Lady. Let me make that clear. But Lady, for all of her glory and wonder, is not equipped or wired to pull Ree's camper, and she needs something that can do that, so she had to get a different vehicle to take care. And that left us with wondering, well, what do we do with Lady? I have the Equinox now, so I didn't need her. And we're thinking, gosh, selling it feels like we're selling a kid, Terrible. But I'm happy to report Lady has a new home now, right here in this town, where she spent so much time with us. In fact, she's a South Arkansas lady. She's originally from El Dorado, so this is her stomping grounds here in Ashley and Union counties and the surrounding area. Anyway, our good friends Britt and Michelle have bought her, and Michelle's going to use her as part of her delivery service, Shelley's delivery service. You'll find a link to that below here on the YouTube page. Just in case you're in this area, she offers all kinds of deliveries. She can go get groceries for you and bring them to you, pick up your medicine and bring it to you. You can even arrange taxi rides in the immediate area with her, okay? And it's all at very, very affordable prices. And what's more, here in the near future, there's a good chance that Lady will be making your delivery. So you'll get a chance to see our beautiful Lady Liberty as well. And we know Britt and Michelle very well, and we know they will love and respect and care for Lady just like we have over the past few years. And what's more, with her here in town, it means I'll get to see her occasionally, and I can give you updates on how she's doing here on DMT and Me. So, here's a picture of Michelle driving off in Lady liberty. Good luck to Britt and Michelle. Check out Shelly's delivery service, and we hope to see Lady still running around and maybe popping up occasionally here on DMT and me. But like I said, it's the closing of a chapter in my life, in Ree's life, in Lady's life, and certainly here on this video channel, because we've showed you Lady a whole lot. She has shared the camera with Pearl quite a bit over the past few years, and like I said, maybe she'll pop up on it once again. So it's been somewhat of a bittersweet experience. We hate to see her go, but we're glad she's not going far, and I can assure you she has gone to a good home, and that was important to us. We weren't going to let Lady, we couldn't just let her loose on the world in anybody's hands. No, and we had to be sure that she was going to be getting the love and attention that she was accustomed to and that she deserved. And she will with Britt and Michelle. So, like I said, it's bittersweet. But most of life is, isn't it? Well, on that note, we're going to wrap this up before this rain and thunder and storm gets any worse out here. And thank you once again for watching today and for being with us here on the MT and Me. If you look below, in addition to that link to Shelly's delivery service, you'll find a link to the mtandme.com, a link where you can buy me a coffee. And of course, you can always give me thumbs ups on this video, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Well, on behalf of Ree and Lady, I'm Russ. Thanks a lot, my friends, for watching. I love you, my nomies. You take care, and we will talk later.